means from this level of dress and from this level of perfection Allah makes a murshid. They have to have eaten haqqaiqs, means their whole food was realities. They have to have been trained in how to become Ahlul Basira, and that Allah perfected their vision from every type of illusion and delusion, and as a result Allah dressed them and threw them into the oceans of haqqaiq, means their ulum is true. As a result of them being true, their whole soul governs their physicality. When Allah now make them to be the fountains of ilmu yaqeen. Ilmu yaqeen is through the power of the soul. If you listen to a professor at school, pick up a kitab from awliya and talk to you, it goes to your head, has absolutely no power on your soul. This servant and this category, it's not that you can read it and read somebody's journey in life. If you're not from that category and you're not of that reality where Allah says, you're in my proximity, I dressed you from all of these realities, now I've activated upon you your lisan, and that when you talk it's an energy, it will revive the dead. Muhyi al-qulub mahyi dhunub. As your energy come from you, not only it crushes everything false in somebody but it revives them from dead to life. At that level Allah give guidance. You can't come from here and say, no, I'm going to guide people. What are you going to guide people with? This is why they want to train the level of nafs for people to understand. Unless your nafs has gone into this up to the Divinely Presence, been dressed from ilmu yaqeen. There are people who have associations and they have no ilmu yaqeen. They say, we're hiding it for later. What are you hiding it for later? You can't speak nothing but ilmu yaqeen because your soul is in the presence and all that reflects is from where it is. Can it talk about something else? It's in the presence of that reality, all it speaks is that reality. You can't contain it and say, oh I'm not going to talk to you about ilmu yaqeen. Means no, you're not from there, you're here imitating there. When Allah moves that servant they come back down. Now this is directly related to 7 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha. That's why Shaykh Dagestani Qaddasallahu Sirruhu Sultan al-Awliya said, Surah Fatiha contains all the ulum of Qur'an, all the realities of Qur'an. Allah put it into the 7 verses of Surah Fatiha. This level when Allah perfect that insan, they're from maqam al-ihsan, perfected souls. Allah make them to be khulafa'i rashideen al-mahdieen wa wuzara'i kamilin, right? Because they're inheriting from Allah, from Prophet for ulul amr, from sahabi, from Ahlul Bayt, from awliyaullah fis samaa'i wa fil ard. They're inheriting to be khulafa of what? Sifat al-Rashideen al-Rashid. That Allah said, now at this level I'm going to dress you from my names, because if you read those, all those levels Allah's dressing their soul continuously with names and attributes. Angels come carrying the name and they enter into the soul of that servant at all times. Allah's continuously dressing their souls. When Allah says, I have a face at every moment, a new tajalli. And Allah when He changing His tajallis for us to understand, that illuminates Sayyidina Muhammad and all the souls from ulul amr that are in that presence are at every moment being dressed by tajallis. They're a long time ago and now they haven't been updated. Their software is updated at every second and every minute. Whatever's coming from the Divine to the heart of Prophet is coming to the ulul amr of this reality. So when Allah said, now you are Rashideen, that sifat al-Rashid, that you'll have the secret of irshad, I will dress you from that reality. That your guidance, because you're now inheritor of this hadith, I am the ears in which you hear, I am the eyes in which you see, I am the breath in which you breathe. Isn't the all of this that reality? They inherit. When you inherit from Sayyidina Muhammad, what was the power of a Rasul? Why Allah sent Rasuls upon the earth? The tongue. Why? If the Prophets didn't talk, what would be the purpose of guidance? Just come follow me, we're going to go walk around? Tongue. But the tongue doesn't work if this doesn't submit. What's the benefit of your tongue if you're listening to someone else? So Allah taking the servant all the way up, so I make you Rashideen, you inherit this hadith al-Qudsi. I will be the hearing in which you hear. means you're going to hear the perfection of my realities and your knowledge. We spoke before about this is maqam al-ihsan. They see Allah and they see that Allah sees them, because that hadith is two levels. Why Prophet gave it as if worship as if you see Allah, if you don't know Allah sees you. Shouldn't it be the reverse way, that worship as if Allah sees you, then maybe one day you'll see Allah. Why Prophet gave the reverse way? Because its reality doesn't open unless you see Allah. And then when you're seeing Allah they see that Allah's seeing them in everything. So Rashideen means Allah giving them divine hearing, and these awliya to their levels. What Allah can give is something unimaginable. Allah will give them is seeing, not eyes, seeing that they'll use here and they'll use into the heavens and paradise on Yawm al-Qiyamah. That they have divine breath and qudra, that every breath they're bringing in is of a divine power. They have the hands, Yadullah, Allah subhanalladhi biyadihi mulk. Allah subhan, glory be to the hands that holds my kingdom. Allah praising His own hands upon their hands, innal ladhina yubayyi'unaka yubayyi'un Allah. Glory be to those servants whom my hand is on their hand, means their hand has a power and a qudra. Their feet and their qadam move in the direction of Allah. As a result Allah opened their mouth to kun fayakun, they're Rabbaniyun. If they want something they merely ask and it begins to happen. Why? Because their will is on the will of Allah, the will of Sayyidina Muhammad and the will of all ulul amr. As a result